I grew up in a little farming town outside the mountains, nothing but dirt roads, fields, and woods for miles. And most folks around here will tell you, when something feels off out in the fields, you don't go poking around trying to find out why. But I was young and stupid. This all happened one fall, right before Halloween. I was helping my uncle on his farm, working the evening shift while he was laid up with a busted leg. My job was simple: check the fences, keep an eye on the livestock, and make sure nobody was sneaking onto the property at night. The first night was easy, quiet. But on the second night, right as the sun dipped down, I started hearing something in the cornfield. At first, I thought it was deer. Happens all the time, especially when the corn's still standing tall. But the sound, it wasn't right. Heavy footsteps, too slow, and spaced out like whatever was moving had really long legs. I remember standing there on the edge of the field, listening. The stalks rustled maybe 30 yards out, swaying like something was pushing through. "Hey, whoever's out there, you better turn around. This is private property." No answer. But the footsteps didn't stop either. I tightened my grip on the flashlight and decided to step in a few rows. The stalks were up to my shoulders as I pushed through. The deeper I went, the darker it got. That's when I noticed something else. The smell. Rot. Like a dead animal that had been lying out too long. I shined the flashlight back and forth, looking to see what was there, and then I saw it. At first I thought it was just a scarecrow. My uncle had one set up to keep the crows off, so it made sense, but this one wasn't where it was supposed to be. It was standing in the middle of the rows. It was tall, way taller than any man, arms hanging down so far its fingers brushed against the corn, and its head, God, I don't even like remembering it, was cocked to the side, like it was trying to study me. I froze, couldn't breathe, couldn't even think. And then it moved. It wasn't a scarecrow, not like anything I'd ever seen before. Its knees bent backwards as it stepped, shoulders twisting unnaturally. It took one long stride toward me, and the stalk snapped under its weight. I ran. I didn't care about being quiet, didn't care about the flashlight bouncing in my hand. I just tore out of that cornfield as fast as I could, heart pounding in my chest. When I finally broke out into the open, I turned around. The stalks were moving behind me, but nothing came out. Just silence. I stayed up the rest of the night on the porch with the shotgun across my lap, staring at that field. By morning, I almost convinced myself I'd imagined it. Until the third night. The third night, the livestock went crazy. I was inside fixing a sandwich when I heard the cows crying loud enough to shake the windows. I grabbed the shotgun and bolted out the door. They were all crowded up against the far fence, eyes wide, nostrils flaring. Something had them spooked bad. And then I saw it again, standing at the edge of the corn, half hidden by the stalks, but tall enough that I could see its head and shoulders above the rows, just standing there, watching. I raised the shotgun and yelled, "You better get out of here." It didn't flinch or move. So I fired a shot into the dirt. The blast was echoing off the trees. The thing, it ducked. Not like an animal, like a person who knew exactly what a gun was. And then it stepped back into the field, swallowed up by the stalks. I wanted to go after it, but my hands were shaking too bad. Instead, I backed up toward the porch, keeping the barrel leveled at the corn the whole time. That night, I didn't sleep at all. By the fourth night, I'd had enough. I called my uncle and told him what I'd been seeing. He went quiet for a long time on the phone. Finally, he said, "Don't go back out there after dark. Not alone." I asked him what he thought it was. He didn't answer, just said, "Lock the doors, stay inside, and if you hear it too close, don't look at it." That didn't exactly help me sleep better. But sure enough, around midnight I heard it again. Heavy steps in the dirt, right outside the window. I couldn't help it. I peeked through the curtain. And there it was. Not in the field this time, not hiding in the rows, but right in the yard. Its back was hunched, head tilted, arms so long its hands nearly brushed the grass. It moved slow, dragging one leg behind it like it wasn't fully in control of how its body worked. I shut the curtain so fast I nearly tore it off the rod. The footsteps circled the house, scraping sounds against the siding. A soft thump under the window like it was leaning against the wall. I sat there in the dark, clutching the shotgun, too scared to move. Finally, just before dawn, the sound stopped. When the sun came up, I checked the yard. No tracks, no broken stalks, nothing. Like it had never been there at all. I quit after that, told my uncle I couldn't do it anymore. He didn't argue, just said he'd find someone else. But I'll tell you this, I still see that cornfield sometimes in my dreams. And in those dreams, it's always waiting just inside the rows, head tilted, smiling big, like it remembers me and like it's waiting for me. And it's patient.